What's happening, everybody? My name's Winston. I'm with Move Up Consulting, and this is our fourth video in our series here talking about how to improve your stick rate. Meaning, how do I get the guy that I just gave a job to, and how can I make sure that he gets to at least 1 month? So improving the amount of people that are showing back up after you hire them, because I know there's a huge problem with you hire someone, they don't come to their first day of work. You hire them, they come to day 1 and 2, but then they don't come back their third day. And you never hear from them again, right? You get ghosted. This whole series is about helping you with that, giving you some strategies, some mindset, and some tips on how to improve that. So before we get going, go ahead, give us a subscribe to the channel. We put videos out every single week. And this is all just for you. This is for you guys. It's YouTube. It's free, right? So go ahead, give us a subscribe, like this video, help us out, and that way you get alerts for all of our future videos, because every single video we put out is valuable information. We don't just put out random stuff. It's all teaching. You would be paying anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 for a video library vault with some of the information that we're delivering on these videos through this YouTube channel. And if you've never paid for like video courses or training courses, you might not know that, but what we're giving here, yeah, it's $1,000 to $5,000 worth of value if you were to pay for a course. So take notes, have a notebook out, take notes, implement this in your business. I promise it'll help, and that's our goal. It's just to help you out. So let's jump in. We've talked about in video 1, the powerful phone call, okay, the powerful offer call. Video 2, we talked about the speed of which you get that new hire to their first day of work. And then video 3 was talking about their first day on the job and how to create excitement, how to create that vision, and how to make that pull so they want to come back. All right, so now what we're going to talk about is really imagine that person's been there for 1 or 2 days. How do you, in their first week, generate enough of a pull so they want to stay and get them to that first month, okay? Getting them to 30 days. If you look, maybe Brett will plug, there's a video that I talked about, you don't have someone hired until they've been there for 90 days. That is such a powerful thought process, such a powerful video. Go ahead and watch that. In order to get to 90 days, you gotta get to 30 days. So we're kind of building ourselves up to that. This last video, I'm just going to talk about recognition. The number one reason why people leave jobs is because they don't feel valued and recognized. And if you really think about it, what do we as humans strive for the most? Being recognized. I mean, it's kind of selfish, right? But it's the truth. We're human. We want people to say good things about us. We want our name said. We want our accolades and our results and our achievements to be heard about. We want that. And so you can help your retention immensely by overloading recognition for a new hire in that first week. Now, side note, you have to keep this up. You can't just recognize them for a week and then never recognize them again, right? That's not going to work. But you kind of want to overload. You want to make them feel so good about being a part of your company. You want this to be like a cultural shockwave. This is like no other job they've had before. This is a totally different environment. That's your goal. And the way you're going to do that is with your words. Okay, with your words. The environment, with the vibe, the culture, the atmosphere. Okay, that's how. And so, what are some strategies? Recognition early on is going to look like this. You know, they haven't been on a bunch of jobs, okay? So, you know, they're probably still learning. They're probably really not that great yet. Some people might be good, but most will not. So, in the beginning, what are you recognizing? You're recognizing anything positive. The guy shows up on time, recognize him for that. He shows up in uniform, recognize him for it. He's mastered how to pad wrap one certain item, maybe pad wrapping a chair, recognize them. Recognize the individual for anything and everything that's positive, okay? Recognize them for, you know, I'll tell you, it's not a requirement, but, you know, when a guy shows up and he's kind of, hygiene is good, you know, he kind of shaved his beard a little bit, he's not looking crazy, scraggly, and hair's cut, and he looks like he's ready to go, recognize him for that. Hey man, you look ready to go into a customer's home. Like, I see you trim your beard up, man. It looks good. I want to tell you, that's how you should look every day you come to work. Don't let yourself look like a mountain man, right? Now, I guess if you're in if you're out in, I don't know, if you're out in the West Virginia market, I don't know, maybe that's normal. But recognize for anything positive, okay? Recognize for attitude. Recognize for being a team player. Recognize them for learning, right? And what I personally really love to do is before you let that person go home from their first day of training, you should give them some homework. Whether it's some videos, whether it's a packet of something, whatever it might be. And if you can tell they came back and you asked, hey, what'd you think about XYZ, the homework that you gave them? And if they did it, recognize them for that. That's so huge. That means that they value the opportunity and they want to do well. So in my opinion, you should try to draw this out, like create a process. I talk about in one of our videos a recognition system, okay? A recognition system. In their first day, their first week, the management, leadership staff, the owner, anybody that's kind of in the office should know what the system is for a new hire. So that way, everybody can pitch in. Everybody, let's say the office manager walks by or the sales rep walks by the new guy and they see him in uniform. Hey, Josh, man, you look good in a Davis Moving and Storage uniform, bro. Like, hey, good job. Way to show up to work in uniform, right? Recognize them for that. Recognize them for being on time. They're there 10 minutes early. Good job, man. You're doing it. Hey, do it every single day. Don't do it for just one day because that doesn't count. Do it for weeks and months. And recognizing them for the small things so that way they build into the big things. If you want somebody that shows up to work every single day, on time, ready to go in uniform, recognize them for doing it on day 1. Recognize them for doing it on day 2. That's how you get them to day 30 in a row. Being on time, being at work when they're supposed to, not calling out, no call, no show, being in uniform, right? Being alert, ready to go. How many times do you have movers show up and they just look like they just rolled out of bed, right? 7 a.m., 6:30, 7 a.m. and they're like, right? It's like, dude, what'd you do the night before? Like, you knew you had to be at work. So recognize people for having energy, being alert, being ready to go. In my opinion, I want to recognize someone on things that they can master right away. So you can master attitude. You can master being prompt, showing up on time. You can master being in uniform. You can master being responsive. So if your ops manager texts you or calls you about maybe coming in a little earlier or staying a little late the next day because there was a second job that got booked behind the first one, a new hire being responsive is so valuable, right? Recognize that. And I'll give you a big tip. Recognize not just in private, okay? There's 2 types of recognition. There's one-on-one recognition, and then there's public recognition. I want to do both. So I want to have those really powerful one-on-one moments where, you pull the guy aside, hey man, I just want to tell you that I see what you're doing, and I just want to tell you, man, that's what we're looking for. Keep that up. You're proving yourself here. And that's so powerful. But then when you're in the big group, maybe it's not everybody, but let's say it's dispatch in the morning, it's like their 3rd or 4th day. They've only been on 1 or 2 jobs now, and you've got 5, 6, maybe 10 guys out there ready to go on jobs, and you just give a big hand clap for the new guy because he just went on his first full move the day before. So everybody gives him a big hand clap. You recognize him. You say, man, we're super excited for you. Keep learning. Keep mastering the skills. Stick with some of these guys. They're going to help you. And before long, man, you're gonna be one of the top guys here. That's so valuable. So one-on-one recognition and then public recognition. And again, recognize on anything and everything that's positive. Overload it in the first week. It's just so hard not to like people that say good things about you. It's just I don't even know how to verbalize the feeling that you get when somebody tells you that you're valued and that you did a great job and that they appreciate you. So important, right? So, bundle all this up. My recommendation is to get with your leadership team, which is maybe dispatcher, ops manager, sales manager, office manager, any of those roles, you as an owner and all those individuals get together, draw out what your process is going to be. Draw it out. Get on a whiteboard. Get out a piece of paper. Get it visual so that way everyone can see what you're trying to build, and then get them to buy in. Because if you've got 4 or 5 people there in the office all doing this, that's culture. That's the environment. That's the atmosphere. So appreciate you guys for watching. Again, go ahead and give us a subscribe. We put so much effort into these. We want to just make sure that you get the information so you can implement it. And again, make sure you subscribe so you get the alerts for the next videos, all right? See you guys on the next one. Peace.